Kerala politics has taken an interesting turn. The recent local body elections in the state have delivered a major political message. For the ruling Left Democratic Front, these results are being seen as a warning sign ahead of the 2026 assembly elections. For nearly a decade, the Communist Party of India, or CPIM, has been a dominant force in Kerala politics. But now questions are being raised. Is the left losing its grip? Are voters preparing for a political shift? Let's understand the full story. A warning that came 10 years ago. Interestingly, this crisis did not appear suddenly. Back in 2015, during the party's Kolkata plenum, the CPIM had already warned about problems within its own cadre. The organizational report had said something very important. It stated that some party cadres were becoming too eager to contest elections, even in places where the party had no real base. The report also said that even these cadres were denied tickets. Some of them refused to work during the elections. In a few cases, there are even defiance of a party decision, especially during local bodies elections. Now, fast forward to 2025, the same concerns have resurfaced again. After 2 terms in power, many leaders believe the party's grassroots workers have become complacent and lethargic. Earlier, the CPIM was famous for its disciplined squad work, systematic door-to-door campaigning. But this time, that strong ground-level campaigning was missing in many places. A senior leader admitted that something unusual happened. Instead of the left, it was the Congress-led United Democratic Front, UDF, and the BJP-led National Democratic Alliance, NDA, that work more actively at the booth level. Their election teams reportedly covered more areas and reached more voters. Another big issue was rebellion within the party. The 2025 civic election saw an unprecedented number of rebel candidates from the left contesting independently. Factionalism inside both CPIM and CPI also resurfaced at the local level. In fact, in some shocking cases, left-backed candidates received almost no votes. One candidate in Pattambi municipality got 0 votes, while another in Mannarkad received just 1 vote. This raised serious allegation of local level nexus with communal forces. After the defeat, the CPIM state leadership held a meeting to analyze the results. One senior leader reportedly said the party needs out-of-the-box solutions to recover before the assembly elections. But turning things around may not be easy. Remember, the left created history in 2021 by returning to power for a second consecutive term in Kerala, something that had not happened before. The government was led by Pinarayi Vijayan, who remained the only senior leader from the old guard in the cabinet. Most other ministers were new and younger faces. The government's handling of 2018 floods and the COVID-19 pandemic played a major role in its 2021 victory. But another event in 2018 also changed Kerala politics dramatically. The Sabarimala temple controversy became one of the biggest political flashpoints in Kerala. In 2018, the Supreme Court of India ruled that women of all age groups could enter the temple. The left government chose to implement the court order, saying it was defending constitutional values. However, the issue quickly turned into a massive political and religious debate. The Congress and the BJP campaigned heavily on the issue during the 2019 Lok Sabha elections. The result was a major defeat for the left in that election. Later, before the 2021 assembly polls, the issue slowly faded from the main political debate, helping the left return to power. But the social and political divisions created by the issue never completely disappeared. Since 2016, the left government has been trying to address a deeper challenge, the crisis of the Kerala model. Kerala has long been praised for its achievements in healthcare, education, and social welfare. However, critics say the model has not generated enough jobs and economic production. To solve this, the government tried a new approach, investing heavily in infrastructure. A major funding mechanism created for this purpose was the Kerala Infrastructure Investment Fund Board. But this also led to tensions with the central government, especially over the funding and borrowing issues. Conflicts between the Kerala government and the governor's office also became frequent. For a long time, many analysts believe the left would still have an easy path in the 2026 elections, mainly because the Congress was struggling internally. But the latest civic poll suggests the situation has changed. In Kerala, local body elections are highly political. Historically, they often reflect how voters may behave in assembly elections. This is why the 2025 civic polls were seen as a mini referendum on the state government. Just a month before the election, the government tried to create a strong narrative. It announced that Kerala had eliminated extreme poverty, claiming that more than 64,000 families were lifted out of extreme poverty in 4 years. But even before the announcement, the government was facing internal tensions. A major controversy erupted when the government signed up for the PM Shri scheme. This scheme is linked to the National Education Policy 2020. For years, the left had opposed this policy, calling it saffronized, but the government said it joined the scheme to receive central funds that had been withheld. The CPI, which is the second largest party in the left front, strongly objected. The disagreement became so intense that some observers feared it could split the alliance. Eventually, the government had to backtrack. Another big political shift has been happening quietly. Some sections of Hindu OBC voters who traditionally supported the left have slowly moved away. Meanwhile, Christian voters who had supported the left in 2021 also became unhappy due to several disputes with the government. These included issues related to aided schools and the human-animal conflicts in forest areas affecting farmers. As a result, districts with a strong Christian population such as Kottayam, Ernakulam and Idukki voted heavily for the UDF. At the same time, Muslim voters also showed signs of consolidating behind the Indian Union Muslim League, which is part of the UDF. This led to a strong defeat for the left in Malappuram district. In recent years, the left also tried to reconnect with Hindu voters. One example was the Global Ayyappa Sangam event. However, some supporters felt this looked like appeasement politics, which created confusion about the left's ideological stance. And the controversy emerged when two former officials of the Travancore Devasam Board were arrested in case related to alleged gold theft from the Sabarimala temple structure. Although the CPIM denied the issue had a major impact, some leaders believe it did influence voters. The biggest beneficiary of the civic polls was the UDF. After years of electoral defeats, it achieved a major comeback, winning 4 out of 6 municipal corporation and many local bodies. The UDF campaign strongly focused on the Sabarimala gold controversy. Meanwhile, the BJP-led NDA also made important gains. It captured the Thiruvananthapuram Municipal Corporation, which had been controlled by the left for 45 years. Although the left actually had a higher vote share, the BJP managed to win more wards, showing strong electoral strategy. However, the BJP also faced setbacks. Despite winning a Lok Sabha seat in Thrissur in 2024, its influence there declined in the local polls. Even the popularity of Suresh Gopi did not translate into major victories. So, what does all this mean for Kerala politics? The 2026 Assembly election is now shaping up to be a highly competitive battle. The big question is whether Kerala's traditional two-front secular politics will continue between the LDF and the UDF, or whether the BJP will emerge as a decisive third force. The civic polls have certainly changed the political mood. For the left front, the message is clear. The road to 2026 may not be as easy as it once seemed. And for Kerala voters, the next election could redefine the state's political future.